As we approach the end of 2024 and look ahead to 2025, there have been plenty of fantastic game releases already. But what about MMOs? While we've seen some great titles this year, if you're searching for more to dive into, we've got a list of upcoming games that have caught our eye. Plus, we'll include a few recently released games that you might have missed at the end of this video. But for now, let's jump in. First up is Soulframe. This is an upcoming free-to-play MMORPG from Digital Extremes, the studio behind Warframe. Unlike its sci-fi predecessor, Soulframe is set in a naturalistic fantasy world and focuses on themes of nature, restoration, and exploration. The game will feature a slower, more methodical combat system focused on melee combat and swordplay, which is a big shift from Warframe's fast-paced action. Players can expect an open-world environment with immersive, short-session gameplay, meaning they can stay connected to the world without constantly returning to a hub between missions. A key feature of Soulframe is its environmental interaction. Players will be able to explore procedurally generated landscapes with a focus on cooperative gameplay, similar to Warframe, but with a more deliberate pace. Soulframe will also emphasize the bond between players and nature, with the potential to befriend animals and have them assist in combat. Though the game is still in early development, the developers have promised transparency, keeping fans updated as new details come out. While there is no confirmed release window yet, Soulframe is expected to follow a similar development path to Warframe with possible alpha testing in the future. It's currently being developed for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, with more specifics to be announced on its livestream on October 25th, which is just a few days away. Keep an eye on the official website for updates. Up next is Dune Awakening. Dune Awakening is an upcoming open-world survival MMO set in the iconic desert of Arrakis, created by the team behind Conan Exiles. Players awaken as the Sleeper and must survive the planet's harsh conditions while navigating its dangerous politics. Gathering resources, crafting equipment, and building fortresses are core to the gameplay, along with constant threat of massive sandworms and rival players. As you explore the vast, ever-changing desert, you'll have the opportunity to control the flow of spice, the universe's most valuable resource, and build your own guild or great house to seize power. The game stands out with its immersive survival mechanics. Players will need to craft essential tools like still suits and cut-arrays to endure the environment, while mastering the lore of Dune by developing their character through their unique paths like Swordmaster, Mentat, or Bene Gesserit. The open world will be shared with hundreds of other players, offering both cooperative and competitive experiences. From infiltrating bandit camps with advanced tech to piloting ornithopters across the desert, the game aims to bring the world of Dune to life in an exciting way. Dune Awakening is currently in development for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, with a tentative release window set for early 2025. The next game on our list is Corepunk. Corepunk is an exciting new MMORPG that mixes a top-down camera with a fog of war system in a seamless open world. As you explore, you'll discover a wide range of professions, quests, and unique monsters, all while diving into a deep, lore-filled story. The fog of war mechanic encourages exploration, making every corner of the map feel like an adventure waiting to unfold. Whether you're into PvE, PvP, or prefer gathering and crafting, Corepunk has a variety of activities to keep all players engaged. One of the standout features of Corepunk is how the game gives off some serious classic MMORPG vibes. It's got that nostalgic feel where the journey matters just as much as the destination. The attention to detail from the creatures to the day and night cycles makes the world feel really alive. Plus, the combat system lets you switch up playstyles, with heroes like the Blast Medic bringing unique abilities to both solo and group play. Corepunk is heading into early access on November 26th, initially launching just on PC with pre-orders already available. It'll roll out on servers in regions like EU, NA, and Asia starting in English, and there won't be any wipes between early access and the full launch unless a big issue comes up. If you've been waiting for a fresh, immersive MMO, Corepunk looks like it's worth checking out. Next is Monsters and Memories. Monsters and Memories is an indie MMORPG with a nostalgic vibe inspired by classic games like EverQuest. It's trying to bring back the feel of old-school MMOs, offering a slower, more deliberate progression system that makes players spend more time in each area instead of rushing through. The game has a low polygon, hand-painted art style, which really gives off that classic Dungeons & Dragons look. The developers are keeping things realistic, aware of their budget and scope, so they can deliver something achievable and fun. One of the coolest things about Monsters and Memories is its focus on group-based content, where working together is a big deal, though you can still solo play if you want. The game has a bunch of races and 18 classes, so there's plenty of room to experiment with different playstyles. The world is mostly shared with very little instancing, and the devs are all about building a world full of factions, lore, and seasonal changes. Combat is inspired by the classic MMORPG era, so progression is slower and more strategic, with players relying on teamwork and single-group content rather than huge raids. Launching on just PC, Monsters and Memories will be subscription-based, avoiding microtransactions for a more traditional MMO approach. There's no official release date yet, but the game is currently in development, with a proof of concept set in the western coastal desert region called Night Harbor. Fans of classic MMORPGs should definitely keep this one on their radar. Up next is Brighter Shores. Brighter Shores is an upcoming MMO from Andrew Gower, known for his work on RuneScape. Set in the town of Andothria, players start as town guards in the small settlement of Hopeport, but the world quickly expands, allowing players to take on professions, battle enemies, and explore a rich, interactive world. The game's art and gameplay design draw inspiration from old-school RuneScape, offering a nostalgic feel while bringing modern advancements in graphics and mechanics. Some of the standout features include its free-to-play model with no microtransactions, instead using a premium pass for monetization. Additionally, Brighter Shores provides a mix of combat and more relaxed activities like fishing and crafting, aiming to cater to different playstyles. One unique feature is the ability to level up professions while logged out, although at a slower rate, allowing for progression even during downtime. If you're into that retro MMORPG vibe and the nostalgia that it brings, you might want to check this one out. Launching on both Windows, PC, and Mac, Brighter Shores will enter Steam Early Access on November 6th with a closed beta set for October 22nd, which is tomorrow. Up next is Chrono Odyssey. Chrono Odyssey is an upcoming next-gen MMORPG by South Korean studio Npixel. Set in the world of Satera, players will use a powerful artifact called the Chronotector to manipulate time and explore a land torn by war against the void. While the world may seem peaceful at first, it's actually filled with chaos and contradictions due to twisted timelines. The game's unique time travel mechanics and focus on uncovering the mysteries of Satera's history really set it apart from other MMORPGs. The Chronotector, created by a mysterious civilization known as the Great Ones, plays a central role in both the story and gameplay, letting players alter space-time itself. What makes Chrono Odyssey stand out is its seamless open-world experience, dynamic weather systems, and large-scale world events. The game features 6 job classes, each with 2 weapon types, and players can switch between weapons in real time during combat. Plus, it's being developed using Unreal Engine 5, which promises stunning visuals and a smooth, immersive experience across all platforms. Hopefully, there will be both PvE and PvP content available on all platforms, with open-world boss battles offering challenging, unpredictable fights players to tackle together. Chrono Odyssey is set to launch on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, though no confirmed release date is available yet. Originally planned for 2022, the game had been delayed to accommodate for the switch to Unreal Engine 5, with a 2024 release now expected. No mobile version is planned, and fans of the next-gen MMORPGs should definitely keep this one on their radar as well. Up next is Archeage Chronicles. Archeage Chronicles is an anticipated sequel to the beloved MMORPG Archeage, which first launched in 2013. Developed by XL Games and published by Kakao Games, this seamless open-world action MMO is set in the same universe as its predecessor, but introduces players to a new time period and environment filled with fresh creatures, artifacts, and challenges. Players can expect a rich blend of gameplay elements, including stunning graphics powered by Unreal Engine 5, enhanced mechanics, and an engaging storyline that immerses them in the lore of Harania, Auroria, and Nuya. The game emphasizes exploration and progression, allowing players to craft their own destinies through non-linear gameplay. One of the nice features of Archeage Chronicles is its class system, which includes familiar archetypes like knights, mages, warriors, and rangers, each with unique abilities and weapons. It's refreshing to see classes being implemented, especially when many games have moved away from this approach. The game also promises improved player housing and customization options, along with a revamped trade system and guild building mechanics. Players will encounter a diverse array of creatures, including dragons and other formidable foes, adding to the thrill of combat. With a commitment to delivering a dynamic and visually stunning experience, Archeage Chronicles aims to capture the hearts of both returning fans and new players alike. Set to launch sometime in 2025, Archeage Chronicles will be available on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. Next is Ashes of Creation. Ashes of Creation is an ambitious upcoming MMORPG set in a dynamic high fantasy world where players' actions shape the environments around them. One of its standout features is the node system, a mechanic that allows cities to rise and fall based on player activities, creating a world that evolves in real time. As cities develop, they unlock new quests, resources, and political tensions, giving players a sense of agency that extends beyond their immediate actions. From gathering resources to building or destroying settlements, everything ties back into how players influence the game's world and economy. Ashes of Creation combines elements of both theme park and sandbox MMOs, creating what developers call a sand park experience. This means there are curated content paths while also allowing for open-world freedom, catering to players who enjoy structured narratives as well as those who prefer player-driven exploration. The developers emphasize risk versus reward with mechanics like XP debt, minimal fast travel, and open-world raiding, where failure has real consequences and success brings meaningful rewards. Inspired by classics like EVE Online and Star Wars Galaxies, Ashes of Creation aims to breathe new life into the MMO genre with systems that challenge the everyone's a winner mentality. Set to launch on PC, Ashes of Creation has entered Alpha 2 testing with a release window tentatively set for late 2025. The developers are aiming for a smooth and expansive player-driven experience that will continue to evolve well after launch. Up next is Stars Reach. Stars Reach is a newly announced sci-fi MMO developed by Playable Worlds and spearheaded by the legendary Raph Koster, known for his work on Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies. Set in a vibrant, optimistic science fantasy universe, Stars Reach stands out with its fully simulated, persistent world where players' actions have a permanent impact on the environment. Whether it's forest fires, migrating herds, or building entire cities, the game promises a dynamic experience where every interaction contributes to a living, breathing ecosystem. One of the key features of Stars Reach is its dynamic environment where the terrain, flora, and fauna react to player actions and environmental conditions in real time. Players will also have the freedom to shape the game's economy and establish governments on different planets, with unique climates and ecosystems while engaging in fast-paced or strategic combat, both on the ground and in space. Additionally, the game introduces a wide array of races, customizable player housing, and a fully player-driven economy. Though currently in pre-alpha, Stars Reach is expected to be available for testing soon with more details to be announced. With a rumored 2025 release, it's set to be available for PC. Next is Aion 2. Aion 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to the beloved MMORPG Aion developed by NCSoft. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, the game promises stunning visuals and a more immersive experience than its predecessor. One of the standout features of Aion 2 is its shift away from large-scale PvP battles and sieges, focusing instead on PvE content and small-scale PvP. The game is set 900 years before the events of the original game, without any factions, meaning iconic groups like the Elyos and Asmodeans won't be present, which may feel strange to longtime players. However, the lack of factions opens up new opportunities for different types of gameplay. Another major feature is the introduction of unlimited gliding, not flying, but gliding, which provides new ways to explore the world. While some longtime fans may miss the massive sieges and faction warfare, the developers seem to be adapting to market trends, hoping that this shift in focus will appeal to a broader audience. PvP content won't disappear entirely, but players can expect a more personal and dynamic experience. Aion 2 is expected to launch in 2025, though given NCSoft's ambitious plans to release 10 games over the next year and a half, a delay to 2026 isn't out of the question. The game will be available on both PC and mobile platforms, with the primary focus being PC. And lastly, we come to two MMOs that just launched that I wanted to include on this list, even though they are not upcoming, and the first one is New World Aeternum. Our first bonus MMO is New World Aeternum. New World Aeternum is the latest evolution of Amazon Games' MMO, combining all of its updates, expansions, and new content added since the original release. This version of the game offers a revamped solo and co-op experience with updated quest lines that now feature more engaging cutscenes and cinematics to better explain the lore and purpose behind players' journeys. With the introduction of cross-play, players on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S can now explore the vast world of Aeternum together, ensuring a steady player base across platforms. Additionally, this is the first time that players have been able to play on console at all. The game also introduces a new lock-on combat system, making PvE more precise and intuitive, but it does have ramifications on PvP for those who are PvP. New World Aeternum's crafting system is another highlight, rewarding players for investing time in resource gathering and item creation. Many players enjoy its cathartic nature, while exploring the landscape and finding rare materials feels like a satisfying journey in itself. On the other side, the PvP system offers exciting large-scale battles, territorial control, and a variety of competitive activities that make every encounter dynamic. And for those who love the thrill of open-world PvP, New World Aeternum's faction-based sieges are some of the most exciting features in the game, encouraging strategy and teamwork. While it already launched on October 15th, New World Aeternum is available on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. It's still fairly new and worth checking out in my opinion, and we have a detailed video about this game if you want to check it out. And the last bonus MMO is, of course, Throne and Liberty. Throne and Liberty is a free-to-play MMORPG which launched on October 1st, and is aiming to offer a fresh take on the genre with its weapon-based class system and expansive exploration features. Instead of locking players into traditional classes, the game ties abilities and skills to weapon types, allowing for flexible builds and more dynamic combat. Players can equip 2 weapons at a time, switching between them during encounters to adapt to different combat scenarios. The game also introduces an innovative transformation mechanic, letting players morph into animals like eagles or dolphins for better navigation across land, sea, and air. Its seamless world design and vertical exploration encourage players to explore the rich, ever-changing landscapes of Silesium, where dynamic weather and day and night cycles impact both gameplay and exploration. Character and gear progression in Throne and Liberty emphasize freedom and player choice. The skill specialization system adds depth by letting players fine-tune their abilities, while weapon and skill upgrades provide a constant sense of growth. Gear progression is straightforward with an enchanting system that avoids the frustrations of failures, ensuring smooth advancement. The game also features large-scale PvE and PvP battles where guilds compete over magical fragments, giving a mix of strategy and combat as players face off against rivals factions and Khazar's armies. We also have an in-depth video on this game if you want to check that out to find out more information. Throne and Liberty is available on PC via Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S with cross-platform play enabled. It launched in North America and South America, Europe, and Japan on October 1st, following its initial release in South Korea in late 2023. So that wraps up our video on top upcoming MMOs for the rest of 2024 and 2025. What did you guys make of this list? Did we miss any MMOs out there? Are you looking forward to some of these you maybe never heard of before? Let me know in the comments below.